Hey everyone, so if you're in operations or process improvement, you absolutely know Six Sigma. It's powerful, it's trusted, and it's kind of slow. Well, today we're going to talk about how artificial intelligence is taking that entire process and just launching it into hyperdrive.
Just let that sink in for a second. A massive 6-month project all wrapped up in 10 days. And look, this isn't some far-off fantasy. It's really happening right now. It's all thanks to something called agentic AI, which is basically AI that can act on its own to get complex stuff done. This is creating a whole new discipline we're calling AI Lean Sigma. So you're probably wondering, how is this even possible? We're going to break it all down. First, we'll compare the old way versus the new way. Then we'll walk through each of the classic DMAIC phases. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control to see exactly where AI injects all its speed and power. And finally, we'll map out what this new workflow actually looks like in the real world.
All right, let's get into it. A project in days. The huge difference between the old way and the new way is this radical compression of time. We're not just talking about getting a little faster here. We are fundamentally changing the entire scale of what's possible. You're going from one big project a year to maybe running rapid experiments every single month.
I mean, this comparison really says it all, doesn't it? The old way was just this slow crawl, totally weighed down by months of manual data pulls and super painstaking analysis. The new way? It's a rocket ship. Data gets collected automatically, in real time. And the analysis isn't just instant, it's deeper, finding connections that a human team could so easily miss.
So let's see how this incredible speed actually happens, starting right at the beginning, the define phase. And look, as any green belt or black belt out there can tell you, this is often where projects just get bogged down before they even really start.
You know the drill, right? It's endless meetings, debating with stakeholders, manually trying to draw process maps. All this foundational work is absolutely critical, but it has always been a massive time sink. It just drains a project's momentum right out of the gate. But this is where AI just completely changes the game. Instead of weeks, you get action in minutes. You can feed an AI agent your problem statement, and bam, it can instantly pull out your critical to quality metrics, generate a full SIPOC diagram, that high-level map of your process, and it can even draft a nearly complete project charter for you.
And you know what the best part is? It's how simple this is. You're not sitting there coding. You're just writing a clear prompt, like you're talking to a person. You give the AI a role like, hey, act as a master black belt. You give it the business problem, and the AI does all that foundational heavy lifting for you. The result is it's staggering. In the time it takes you to go and grab a coffee, your entire define phase is 90% done. And let's be really clear about this. This isn't just a small incremental improvement. It's a complete and total transformation of how projects even begin.
Okay, so with the project defined in record time, we move on to the really data-heavy phases, measure and analyze. And well, this is where AI really starts to show off its power. Think about the measure phase. It's always been plagued by that tedious, super error-prone task of manual data collection. Well, AI agents just eliminate it completely. They act like these tireless digital assistants, gathering all the information you need without you ever having to lift a finger.
This AI can tap into everything, your ERP systems, all your spreadsheets, even live IoT sensors out there on the factory floor. It then uses these incredible techniques like process mining, which automatically discovers and maps out your real workflows to give you a living picture of what's actually happening, not just what's written down in some old manual.
And once you have all this clean, real-time data, the analyze phase becomes, well, superhuman. The AI can run these ridiculously complex analyses in seconds, spotting hidden root causes and correlations that, honestly, even a seasoned master black belt might take weeks to find if they find them at all.
So we've defined the problem. We've found the root cause at an incredible speed. Now we get to the most important part, right? How do we actually fix it, and how do we make sure it stays fixed? And that brings us to the improve and control phases.
Traditionally, the improve phase meant these slow, really expensive real-world pilot tests. But with AI, we can create what's called a digital twin. It's basically a perfect virtual copy of our entire process. And on this digital copy, we can run hundreds of simulations in minutes, testing countless solutions to find the absolute best one, all without risking a single dollar or a single minute of downtime in the real world.
And then for that final phase, control, AI provides the ultimate safety net. Instead of just reacting to defects after they've already happened,
AI systems are constantly monitoring your process and can predict when conditions are starting to drift towards a failure. This is that fundamental shift from being reactive to being proactive about quality control.
So what kind of results are we actually talking about here? Let's just look at one pretty stark number. 87%. And no, that's not a simulation. That's an 87% reduction in defects from a real-world case study, and it was achieved in just 3 weeks. This is the kind of result that changes budgets, it changes strategies, it changes entire business units.
Okay, so we've seen how AI completely transforms each individual phase. Now let's put it all together and see what the new supercharged Six Sigma workflow actually looks like in practice.
So this is it. This is the new playbook. It all flows from a simple prompt to automated data collection to AI-powered analysis and simulation. But the real magic is what happens after you implement the solution. The AI provides 24/7 monitoring and, this is crucial, it keeps learning, creating this amazing virtuous cycle where your process is always getting smarter and more efficient. And this right here is probably the single most important thing to understand. AI isn't replacing the skills of a black belt or an operations leader. It's amplifying them. It's supercharging them. By automating all that grunt work, it frees you up to focus on what we humans do best: strategy, leadership, and really driving change. It's not a replacement, it's a force multiplier.
Which leaves us with this really fascinating question for the future. When an AI can handle all the mechanics of the process, what becomes our role? What becomes your role? Maybe our most valuable skill is no longer about running the process, but about asking the right questions, defining the right problems, and using our uniquely human creativity to solve challenges the AI can't even see yet. Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.